want to migrate from EC2 to re-platform it to your RDS. So whatever use case, so this AWS DMS tool, the product or the service is going to be very helpful. It can support both homogeneous migration as well as it will support heterogeneous migration. So let me just capture this. So database migration service. So there has been millions of migration that has happened using this tool. So it is a very robust and successful tool, I would say. And with very minimal downtime, you can migrate the complete data from your source to destination. So this DMS service, we will discuss about the migration different phases in details next week. But for now, I will highlight that this particular tool can help you with discovery. What is the current database, that data store that we are trying to migrate? What is the schema? What are the different contents within that? What are the different features that has been enabled? So you will do a assessment using this tool, and we can also convert, and you can also migrate using this particular tool. So when we say migrate, so you have heterogeneous migration that you can perform from Postgre to Oracle, or you can also migrate from Oracle to Oracle, or IBM DB2 to IBM DB2. So you can do a homogeneous migration. So same database flavor to same database flavor, or you can also migrate it from MySQL to Aurora. So this is again your example for your heterogeneous, but it is like in this case, it is for getting better benefits and features and speed, performance, and all those stuff in the second example that I'm highlighting here. But this is for saving cost on the licensing, because you are migrating from commercial to, sorry, yeah, I think the other way around is what we generally do. Okay, so we migrate from Oracle to PostgreSQL in general to reduce the cost and avoid licensing and stuff. So you can maintain high availability as part of this migration. So ongoing data replication, whatever changes that you are making, can continuously be monitored using this DMS tool. So ongoing replication can be enabled, and you can cut over during a particular specific maintenance window to have a minimal downtime. You also have a lot of monitoring options on what has happened, whether the data was successfully migrated, and so on. So it supports even the DMS tool, not only RDS, it also supports migration of, I would say, MongoDB, MariaDB, and other databases as well. So not just the relational databases, even not only SQL databases, migration can be triggered using database migration service. So database migration service is not just for relational databases, it is supported for non-relational, not only SQL platform stuff. So this particular stuff, you can have migration of terabytes of data, and based on the complexity or the volume of data, you have the option to go and select whether it is a large object and all those things. I'll show you that options when I'm showing you the demo. So you get very less price, so the cost is not very high, it is low cost. You are paying only for the replication instance. And if you are doing a re-platform within AWS within the same region, so there is no cost for data migration and additional log storage. But here if you're migrating from on-premises or one region to another region, then you have to pay for the replication server, which is going to replicate the data from the source to destination, and also for the log contents, whatever we are getting, because we are monitoring and we want to see whether the replication has successfully done the complete migration, or was there any issue. So here, AWS database migration service, it is two different service integrated as a managed offering. It's a managed offering. So underlying servers, operating system, technology, the infrastructure, everything is being managed and maintained by Amazon here. And it is going to help you with migration plus replication. Okay, so continuous replication can also be triggered. It is not a one-time migration tool. You can also use it for continuously replicating and cutover when you want to do it. So that's the reason you have a very minimal downtime, and you can also do it with zero data loss. So there is no data loss, only very minimal downtime, and with zero data loss, because you are continuously replicating the content, and you also get very good log information and analytics. As part of this, you can go and migrate it. So if you ask me like what is the compatibility, so it supports, I would say, supports up to 20 25 plus database and analytics engines for migration. So it is very wide range. You can migrate from Oracle to Aurora, PostgreSQL, or MySQL to MySQL in RDS, and then Microsoft SQL to Amazon Aurora, PostgreSQL, MongoDB to Amazon Document DB. So a lot of things can be done here. Okay, so you can, if you have a Mongo database, and if you want to come to Amazon, Amazon has got a Document DB which you can migrate. And there is a flavor which is called MongoDB compatible flavor. So that is also something which you can do, not just your stuff. And even Amazon, with Amazon DMS, you can also export and keep the content in your Amazon S3 storage also. And later you can also use that for importing the content. So as part of the discovery and assessment, so you have something called within the DMS, there is a sub tool called Fleet Advisor that will get all the inventory or CMDB information. And that CMDB information, you can use it for quantitative, how much content size, and you can do a quantitative assessment using it. And with the actual assessment, you will go and check what are the features that will not be supported in the destination, what is the challenge that you're going to have, is there any functionality that we are using on premises which will not be supported in Amazon RDS. So this will give you a decision making Fleet Advisor will give you decision making recommendations, whether if you want to migrate it to EC2, you can continue to use all the feature. If you're re-platforming it to RDS, maybe you might miss these versions and miss these functionalities. The source and destination data store can be your on-premises, or it can be Amazon EC2, or it can be your RDS. So you can do it from any to any, and whatever the conversion, it uses this schema conversion tool. Conversion tool is having it, and it actually migrates or converts the source schema as well as and the code. Okay, actual migration will migrate the data from your data source to a destination, and it also have option to do a continuous replication also. So that way you can initiate the migration, and it can continuously replicate until you want to do the cutover. So you can do it for either what you call homogeneous as well as heterogeneous types. Okay, fine. Now what else I want to cover? So here you can migrate from on-prem to EC2, or migrate from on-prem to RDS, which is your managed DB, or I would say PaaS offering. So you can see if there is a legacy version, then you go and do a lift and shift for legacy flavors. So whatever the latest and greatest of the version, you can have the migration here. It's a very simplified thing, and there is no licensing cost. There is no issues with. So you can, if you're migrating to PaaS, you get a lot of benefits. As you know, licenses come as part of it, and you can continue to replicate and just cut over only when you want to do it, and you can ask the application team to stop making any updates. You can bring the database to a maintenance window, and you can cut over at any point of time. So it can also be integrated with a lot of visualization tools and data lake, so that whatever the large scale migration that you're performing can be can be migrated. See, there are a lot of different use cases here. So, for example, Samsung had a lot of legacy Oracle versions of databases. So they have migrated all of them to Amazon Aurora Postgre compatible thing, Samsung. And there are other customers who have migrated from monolithic application directly to Amazon EC2, or even they have migrated to Amazon RDS. So that is also possible. And customers will ask whether the migration tool and the destination is compliant with a lot of different industry. Yes, it has got a lot of different compliance, security and compliance. So encryption is there by default. Okay. And you also have a compliancy with HIPAA compliant or PCI compliant. There are many healthcare companies, financial industry, even US Department of Defense. They have also used this DMS tool to migrate their data to AWS platform. So it is being widely adopted. It is a very robust tool. It has got a lot of success ratio. And the very important thing is it's a web service. Okay, so you get it uh, in your AWS console. You can just directly go and log in, and you need to create a replication server through which you can migrate the data from one of the data store on your premises or in EC2 to RDS. Even you can use it for migration from RDS to RDS also, if you want to migrate from one flavor to another flavor, or within RDS instance to instance also you can migrate it. That is also supported. So whatever the source and the destination, whatever we are trying to migrate, we call it as endpoint, source and destination. So we need to create a replication server. As I told already, you have to pay for it. So replication server has to be created. So this replication server will do the migration or the continuous replication. So I would say migration assistant. Okay, you can select the different database engine or the same database engine. And if you want to migrate from on-premises to destination, you can see if you are migrating from within the AWS platform, you can use the secrets manager and so on. But if you're migrating from on-premises, you can go and key in the credentials. So to perform this data migration from the source, so we need to have the read access on the source, and the DMS tool will kind of parse or format the data. So you also have the option to go and choose what schema you want to copy over, or which are the metadata you want to migrate. You have the option to go and pick and choose which columns you want to copy, which ones you want to ignore, and so on. So the discovery of the DMS service, it happens at the database instance level. It will also go and find out what are the different application servers that it is connecting to. So at the network level, it will give you the information, as well as it will also discover what are the columns and rows, the schema and the code of your object, and it will tell you whether all the features are available in the destination, whether all the format that you have used is compatible with the target database, and all those things. So this discovery assessment is not just on a normal thing, quantitative quantitative, and as I told you, it is the network environment, and then dependencies check will be done. And this one assessment will also go and find out the schema, the code, compatibility. So all these things will be checked. So whatever you are currently using in the on-premises, we can do it. And the task you can have, whether you want to do a full load migration or you want to continuously replicate, you have the option to do that. or ongoing replication, the changes will be replicated. So during a full load migration, the a complete existing set of database, the tables, all of them will get migrated. But with the replication, only the changed tables or only the contents that are getting updated will get changed. And within your DMS, there are multiple different components. So discovery section, you have got this schema code migration section. You also have the replication instance that you will create. So we will see that. Okay, so we will go and practically see what are the endpoints we need to add. So we need to provide the source database engine. You need to provide the server name details, the port number, encryption, whether you want to have TLS, transport layer security, or secure socket layer. So all those things you have to select it. Let me show you what are the different options you need to specify, what are the different components that are involved when you are migrating. Okay, go to the console, go to DMS, and within your database migration service, it is a managed solution where you can migrate the data from on-prem or third-party cloud to AWS with minimal downtime. Okay, so you can migrate relational database, you can migrate data warehouse. I think there was a question in the chat if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so Vinesh, you can migrate RDS, data warehouses, and NoSQL database, even some other third-party type of data stores that you have on your premises or in third-party cloud. Okay, this one. Okay, so let's go and get started. So this is another tool. Okay, if you want to convert the schema or change the schema for destination compatible thing, you can also use the schema conversion tool to convert the schema if there are any challenges with your schema. So AWS provides you a separate tool. So these are the sections we have: discover section, assessment section, convert and migrate data. So let's do one thing. Okay, so we can do all these things, go and connect to your databases and stuff. But in order to perform the actual migration, so next week we are going to completely discuss the end-to-end migration phases and what are the stuffs that we do end-to-end. But here, let's go and create a migration project, and I will show you the complete step-by-step procedure involved. I'll just say stan. Um, uh, let's not give stan ASCII digits. Okay, stan hyphen on-prem to RDS migration. Okay, so this is the name of the project. You can choose an instance profile. So you can go and create a new instance profile for getting the permissions. So let's go and create a IAM instance profile. Okay, so I think it is going to take some time. We have got only 14, okay, few minutes left. So let's do one thing. Okay, let's discuss the complete end-to-end migration phases, and then we will also have server migration, database migration, as well as your data migration discussed together the entire next weekend. Okay, for now, let's keep the theory part aside. And here, first, what you have to do is you have to create a replication instance. So if I'm creating it now, it is going to be a chargeable one. Okay, so this is you also have a serverless option, but then that is not recommended for cross-platform. If you're migrating from AWS to AWS or within EC2 to RDS, then serverless is much useful. But if you want to do a replication from on-premises or third-party cloud to AWS, go and create a replication server, which will be used for copying the data from the source to destination. So here you can go and create and add endpoints. The source endpoint can be your RDS instance, where you can go and choose the RDS instance, or you can also give the details about your EC2 instance or on-premises endpoint, whatever the server, the engine, the IP address, you can give it here. And the target endpoint can be again RDS instance, or you can give a separate server detail. So any to any conversion can be given. So it can be on the premises or it can be on the cloud. Okay, but the destination is generally you migrate it to Amazon RDS or DynamoDB or Kinesis here. So you have to add the source and destination endpoint, and you can go and mention the time when you want to migrate it. And here when you do this, you have multiple option whether you want to do a full data migration or you want to migrate only the changes, and you can continue to do it. And here is where you can go and select what are the different schema you want, and what are the stuffs you don't want to migrate. You can include and exclude the schema here. Certain stuffs can be ignored. Let me show you where exactly it is. So this is for your large object migration. So LOB means large object. If your database data size is huge, you can go and do a full LOB or a limited LOB. But there is one option: migrate existing data, replicate. Somewhere you can go and give the schema. So this is something you can just select from where you want to migrate and to which destination you want to migrate, and what is the replication instance you want to use for this particular migration. So if you have multiple migrations ongoing in parallel, you can go and create multiple replication servers. So S3 timeout, create control table. So somewhere we can see that it provides you option to go and mention what are the different schema you want to. So you can automatically create this manual pre-migration available only if replication. Okay. So here you will get this option. I'll show you this. Okay, so practically we will see how to migrate from one database to another database. So it will take some time. We need at least 20 to 30 minutes to discover, create the replication instance. That itself will take 10 minutes, and it is going to take some time. So next week we are going to anyways discuss about migration. So we will talk about the migration phases and all those stuff. So we will see server migration, data migration, and database migration all together as a practical next week. So for now, I think you just have it as a theory view. Okay, don't get too deep into it as of now. But this weekend we discussed more around the databases, and especially the RDS creation options, plus how you want to dump the data from your on premises, and how you want to restore it, or how you want to import it in your RDS. So these are the options we discussed. We also discussed about the different flavors and options available. But yeah, if you want to create multiple different database engine and you want to try something, yeah, you can keep trying. But at least go and create one database engine end to end, and try to connect it and try to do some small changes. So that way you get a better understanding. Okay, any questions so far based on our discussion this week? So if not, next week it is going to be full migration end-to-end discussion. So the next 2 days, the entire weekend will be about migration, and we will be able to see all these practical stuffs. Okay, let me stop the recording. If there are no questions, we can